Pastor Gideon Afolayan was not the kind of pastor who shouted or rolled on the floor. He spoke softly and moved slowly with charisma. That calmness was the very thing that made people trust him. In a city like Lagos, where noise was everywhere, his quietness felt holy and fresh. His church was not large, but it was respected, especially among married women who had waited many years for the fruit of the womb. When a woman came to Pastor Gideon, she never met him in the open church during the day. He believed certain prayers were too sensitive for daylight. He would listen patiently as she cried and poured out of her frustration of being unable to conceive to him. Then he would give the same instruction every single time. She must come alone exactly at midnight and tell no one, not even her husband. According to him, barrenness was a shy spirit that only responded when the world was asleep. On the night of the prayer, the woman would arrive to find the church locked and silent. Pastor Gideon would open the door himself, already dressed in white, his face calm and his voice reassuring. The lights will be dim, the air heavy with incense, and the only sound would be the ticking of the wall clock as it crept toward 12. Once it struck 12, he would ask her to kneel before the altar while he prayed behind her, never touching her at first, only speaking softly, quoting scriptures about Sarah, Hannah, and Elizabeth, all women who waited for years before being blessed with children. Then at some point, he would bring out a small cup containing a clear liquid. He always explained that it was holy water mixed with special herbs revealed to him during fasting. It would open up your womb to receive your miracle, he explained. He also explained that after drinking it, her senses might become confused, but she must not fear. Whatever she experienced, he said, was spiritual, not physical. The woman, already desperate and trembling with hope, would drink without question. Soon after, her body would begin to feel strange. Her limbs would grow heavy, her thoughts slow, and the room would feel distant, as though she was no longer fully present. Pastor Gideon would continue praying aloud, his voice steady and powerful, commanding barrenness to break and wombs to open. In her altered state, the woman truly believed she was receiving intense spiritual attention. What she did not understand and could not clearly perceive was that Pastor Gideon had moved closer, undressing them and moving on to have sex with them, slowly, carefully, like a man who had done it many times. When it was over, he would help them dress, wipe their bodies, and whisper the final instruction. For the next 7 days, you must sleep with your husband every night for the miracle to be complete. The women would nod, dazed, confused, but obedient. Many conceived, and with every pregnancy, Pastor Gideon's reputation grew stronger and stronger. Testimonies flooded the church, but women carried babies that looked nothing like their husbands. But nobody questioned it. It's God, they said. Miracles don't follow biology. Pastor Gideon became untouchable. Then came Evelyn. Evelyn had waited 12 years for a child, and by the time she met Pastor Gideon, she was tired of crying. On the night she was meant to attend the prayer, she fell ill suddenly, vomiting repeatedly before leaving her house. Weak and dizzy, she arrived late. When Pastor Gideon offered her the drink, she hesitated. The smell made her nauseous. "Daddy, can I drink later?" she asked softly. "No, it must be now," he said too quickly. Evelyn smiled weakly and pretended to drink, but she didn't swallow. She poured it behind her tongue, then spat it quietly into her wrapper when he turned away. Because she did not drink it, her mind remained clear. When Pastor Gideon stepped toward her, unbuttoning his shirt, she froze. He reached for her waist, and reality slammed into her like thunder. She screamed. Pastor Gideon panicked. He lunged forward, trying to cover her mouth, but Evelyn grabbed a nearby bottle and broke it on his head. Blood spilled, and she ran in fear, barefoot, crying and screaming into the night. The church tried to bury the story, and Pastor Gideon was rushed abroad for medical retreat. The church issued statements about spiritual attack, but Evelyn didn't stop. She went to the police, to NGOs, and even radio stations. Other women who were victims to his atrocity started remembering things from their own time with him. Some denied it, some broke down, some realized their children were not their husbands. DNA tests followed, and the bitter truth was revealed. 90% of the kids belonged to Pastor Gideon. Pastor Gideon was arrested months later. In court, he didn't cry or deny sleeping with the women. He only said one thing: their husbands were impotent. I only helped them do what they couldn't do. Years passed, and the church was shut down. But the damage was too great. Lives were ruined, and families were broken apart.